Sheila was a travel nurse at Montana State Hospital. This was one of the hospitals she traveled to, and mostly worked night shifts. One night her floor was slow, so she got pulled down to the ECU to work. That night, one of her patients rang the call bell, 3 o'clock in the morning. What do you mean?
The nurse that keeps coming in here and standing there in the corner.
Who, Stacy? But she's sitting at the nurse station.
No, the other one.
Well, there's no other one. It's just us two. Okay, if she does it again, just ring the bell and I'll come right in, okay? Mary's acting really weird. Complaining about some nurse keeps coming in her room. She must be dreaming or something.
Hello?
See, there's no one else here. You must be dreaming.
No. She went in the bathroom.
There's nobody in the bathroom.
But she...
What does she look like?
It's too dark to tell. I can tell it's a woman, but it's so dark I can't really make her face out. I want to use the bathroom. Are you sure she's not in there?
There is no one in here. Trust me. Listen, don't worry about it. I will be right there at the station. Just call my name if you need anything. I'll come right away, okay? After a few hours, when Sheila went back to the patient's room to check on her, she was shocked to find Mary lying dead on the bathroom floor. Three months after the incident, Sheila got pulled back down to the same unit. She had the same room as before. This time a man in his early 60s was the patient. He was a nice guy, very alert and oriented. The night was quiet. It was about 3 a.m. and her patient's call light went off again.
You're my nurse, right?
Yeah?
Then why does this woman keep coming in here and standing in the corner? What does she want?
What? Honestly, I don't know, sir. It's just us two nurses here tonight on this floor. And you're not the first one to say that. Stacy, my heart is pounding. Remember that incident that happened with patient Mary in room number 4? Mr. Howard saw the same woman. This is creepy as hell. Don't you know about that incident? What incident? There was a nurse who worked here in the 1990s. She was extremely overworked and stressed and could not handle it anymore. And one night, she was found dead on the bathroom floor. Several patients have reported seeing that nurse in the hospital. Maybe it's the ghost of that nurse. Oh, shut up. Don't try to scare me. Hi everyone, I hope you enjoyed the story. Don't forget to comment and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'll see you again with another creepy story. Until then, bye! Tinder. And we really started to hit it off. We'd been chatting for a few weeks and even discovered we had a few mutual friends. I was pretty intoxicated one night, was feeling social and decided to drive to his place to meet him for the first time. Once I got there, we talked outside for a while and ended up vibing even better in person. I opened up to him about my health problems, and he opened up to me about his older sister, who had just passed away from a similar condition to mine. I was curious about his sister, but I definitely didn't want him to be uncomfortable, so I didn't want to ask too much about her. We walked into his house, and it smelled like 1,000 dead rats were rotting under the floorboard. I was still pretty drunk, so I tried to forgive it because, hey, sometimes animals die under a house or in the walls, and there's nothing you can really do about it. I start to look around, and the whole house looks like a cluttered storage unit. He takes me to his room, which is seemingly normal, but I was so drunk that as soon as I hit the bed, I fell asleep. I woke up around 10 a.m., feeling very sober, and started to look around the room. I noticed that only girls' clothes were hung in his closet. I started to assume I've possibly been cheated with. Then I see a giant black binder on his nightstand. When he woke up, I decided to jokingly ask him, "What's in that giant binder?" Turns out it was every single episode of Golden Girls printed out. He said he read it at work, and it's the only show he'll ever watch. It was his sister's favorite show, and they both used to watch it together. I asked him what he did for work, something I definitely should have known by this point, and he dodged the question. I sat up and looked at the pillow I'd been cozily sleeping on. It had no pillowcase and was covered what looked to be old blood. It looked like that the blood had been coughed onto it. I started putting the unpleasant pieces together and asked as sensitively as I could, "Hey, was this your sister's room? I noticed the clothes in the closet." "Yeah, and this is her bed. I haven't changed or washed anything. It just makes me feel better to be in her bed. This is actually where I held her when she died. And you remind me so much of her. I really, really like you." At that point, I felt really sorry for him, and I had no idea that he was so close to his sister. It seemed that he was suffering a lot and clearly needed help. He then slowly started coming close to me and casually tried to hook up with me. I was feeling very uncomfortable at that point, so I pushed him away. Doing so, my phone fell on the floor. I bent down to grab my phone. Under the bed was the rotten corpse of his dead sister, staring right at me. I wanted to scream really loud, but I kept quiet. I have no idea how I controlled my fear and pretended that everything was normal. I reached for my bag to quickly use my inhaler. He kept staring at me. There was a weird smile on his face, and he told me that his sister used to have one of those. My mind was racing to think of ways to get out of there. I asked him if he could get a glass of water for me. He said all right and went to the kitchen to grab a glass of water for me. As soon as he went to the kitchen, I grabbed my bag and got out of there. As I was driving off, I could hear him screaming, standing at the door, that why was I leaving? I was just glad that I escaped. I immediately called the police and told everything. Few days after, I found out that he was arrested for keeping the corpse of his sister and was later moved to the mental hospital. To this day, his sister's dead face gives me sleepless nights. Hi everyone, I hope you enjoyed the story. Don't forget to comment and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'll see you again with another creepy story. Until then, bye!